Hey, all you ghoulish gourmets, and I have a new hat. Uh, it says, "Don't make me poison your food." And I thought this would be funny for the movie Munchies. I also have, and you probably can't see it, but I have my leather face sort of apron on, which I've been wearing the last few times I've done these. Now, right now, the haunted food cam is working. I hope we don't have any fiascos like we did last time when I was making the phantasm sphere popcorn balls. Um, so I hope everybody can hear me and everything. If you see me moving my mouth but you don't hear anything coming out, please put something in the chat to let me know that, hey Dana, we can't hear you. Okay, so what are we going to be making today? And in case you were in doubt, we are making Evil Dead Ultimate Deadite Nachos for the favorite hungry Deadite that you have in your life, or just yourself. Okay. So you could also call these everything but the kitchen sink nachos, because virtually the possibilities are endless on this. So you don't even have to do your nachos like I'm doing them today. If you want to add something that I'm not add, if you want to add Skittles to your nachos, you can add Skittles to your nachos. I want you to make this your own. But I'm going to show you the basic elements that I'm going to have to my Evil Dead Ultimate Deadite Nachos. So let's get started here and then we'll show you um, what we have here. So I'm going to utilize the haunted food cam here. And I'm going to make sure that I turn that on. Okay. And we'll make this the solo layout so that you can see that I have already cooked up some ground beef. This was a pound of ground beef. Guys and gals, I know ground beef is high right now. It's high everywhere, as far as I know. But you could also, if you want these to be chicken nachos instead of beef nachos, you can use chicken. You could use turkey. You could use pork. You could use whatever you want in this. I chose to use ground beef because that's my favorite meat of choice for nachos. I've also seasoned it with, and I hope you guys can see that, this is Old El Paso taco seasoning mix. This is just original. There are many different kinds of taco seasoning mix that you can get. I'm going to bring myself back. There we go. I'm going to make me this solo. There we go. Hey, Jay, you say, hey, Dad, I'm about to become physically aroused by what you're fixing to cook. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry about that. Uh, there may be people that are physically, with their appetite and stuff, aroused by what I'm going to get ready to fix here. Uh, we don't have too many in here at this point in time, but there might be a lot of busy people. You may end up watching this on a replay, which is perfectly fine. But because this is going to be another one of those display types of things, uh, where I've got things prepared and I'm just kind of putting it together to show you. So this may be something somebody wants to watch on the replay, which is perfectly fine. Okay, so we're going to bring up the haunted food cam again here, and we're going to make this the solo layout again because I'm going to show you some more things that we've got to put in these nachos. Okay, so this is going to be the topper. I have done the duty of slicing 4 black olives. And if you don't like olives, you don't have to put olives, or you can just put a few olives on there. We're going to use the olives, and in case you're wondering what kind I got, there's many different kinds of black olives you can get, green olives, and all of that. Try not to pour liquid on here. Maybe I better bring this over here so I don't have to tip the can. Okay. Let me make myself the solo layout. These are just Kroger large pitted. Pitted is the key thing because who wants to fool with pits in their olives, okay? And I figured this would make it easier to slice too. These are large pitted ripe olives. These are Kroger brand. Yes, I got a whole can of them, and I'm only technically using 4. You can use more or less depending on your preference for olives. I know some people hate olives. Okay. So something else we also have that's going to be part of the display of making a Necronomicon face that's on the Necronomicon in the movie. We have nachos, La Costina nachos, pickled jalapeno peppers. Okay, so we're going to be using a few of these and a few of the olives part of our display. Okay, we also have We have Old El Paso, traditional refried beans. There are many different kinds of refried beans that you can get. Hey, Blair. Um, Many different types of refried beans that you can get depending on your preference. Or heck, you may not like refried beans. So in that case, you can leave the refried beans out. Okay. I was going to get fire roasted tomatoes, but then as I was looking at things, I settled on the Rotel, which is fire roasted diced tomatoes plus green chilies. Won't that be good in our nachos here? So I got pretty big cans of these things. I'm not saying we're going to use all of this. You can use all, some, or none in yours. All right? We also have I have become a huge fan of this on the border Southwest bean dip. So I'm going to be putting some of this in there. On it, not this. Um, we also have on the border Mexican grill and cantina salsa. This is Steve's, but he told me I could use a little bit of it for the nachos. We also have a head of iceberg lettuce because can't have nachos without lettuce, right? I guess you could. But I bought a head of lettuce. We're probably not going to be using all of this head of lettuce. Just going to be making ourselves a nice, even bed of lettuce from this. Okay. And you can get any kind of shredded cheese, even pepper jack cheese if you want, Jay. Uh, I got Mexican style blend shredded cheese. It's got Monterey Jack, mild cheddar, queso quesadilla, and Sadero cheeses. Okay. But you can get any kind you want. And we also have, Steve wanted me to get the spicy. If you don't like the spicy guacamole, you don't have to get the spicy guacamole. Uh, this is Simple Truth. We get it at Kroger. Spicy guacamole. So we're going to be putting some of that in there. We've also got, you can have any kind of sour cream that you want. This is Kroger brand Easy Squeeze sour cream, just original sour cream there. And the topper on this cake are these nachos. Which it actually won't be a topper, it'll be on the bottom. But I got two different kinds of tortilla chips. We've got Kroger's Zesty Ranch. They're like Doritos. Right? And they're gluten free for you people that have that are on gluten diet. We also have Kroger guacamole restaurant style tortilla chips. So we're going to be doing about half and half on those. All right. So hopefully I didn't leave anything out that I bought for these nachos. Jay says, I go with full lard refried beans. Got to search for those. Them fat free deals are like decaf coffee. You are exactly right, Jay. And Jay also says, yeah, pepper jack and sharp cheddar. So, like I said, you can use any type of stuff that you want. Jay says, Lord, Dana, you're smacking my behind and calling your friend. Okay. So, let's get started making this. So, let's remove me. Let's exit the solo layout. Let's make the haunted food cam the solo layout. And another thing, make sure you have both a spoon, any kind of spoon you want to use, and a nice large plate to put all your ingredients on, okay? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully carry the tablet over where hopefully you can hear me talking better if the tablet is closer to because this extra camera, the haunted food cam, there's no audio with it. So the audio is all from the tablet. So let's go ahead and get started here, shall we? So you can do these things in any order you want, right? You can layer this stuff any way you want. But I'm going to start with my ground beef here. And also, you might want to make sure you drain your ground beef pretty well. Because, a lot of grease sometimes plays havoc with people's stomachs, right? We can just even that out on the plate there. Any way you want to. I'm just kind of trying to even it out. And then I'll set that spoon right there. Set this over to the side. Then I think I'm going to go with the lettuce. But again, please, do this any way you want. And what I'm going to do, and this is something I learned when I was working in a restaurant, because I not only wash dishes in a local restaurant, but I also would prepare things for the salad bar. And one thing I was taught is peel out the outer layers of your lettuce before you start. You can also make sure that you rinse the lettuce real good. But I think in this case, I'm safe, because I peeled off the outer layer. And you just put put as much lettuce and just shred that up real nice there. Also, make sure your hands are clean, folks, especially if you're fixing this for multiple people. Jay says, personally, I'd layer chips first as a base. You do you. And hey, Nick. Nick's in here. I haven't seen Nick in here. Uh, Nick thinks they'd be soggy that way. Uh, Jay says, I think he'd be good if the ground beef is cooked good. Now, as Jay was telling me, you do you. So that's what I'm going to tell you guys. If you want to put your nacho or your tortilla chips on top of the meat, if you want to put your nacho or your tortilla chips as a base, and then put your meat and all that, you do that. It's however you like it. That's the amazing and wonderful thing about a lot of these recipes is you can do these to fit the way you like. Okay. So we've got our shredded lettuce on there. I'm going to set this to the side here. All right. So now what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to mix it up and put half zesty ranch and half of these guacamole chips. So I'm not saying crush them into fine crumbs, but you might just want to crumble them a little, right? And, the good thing about getting, larger amounts of this stuff is with the exception of the ground beef, I would have enough ingredients here to probably make 2 or 3 plates of nachos, right? So we're just and again, you can put as many of these tortilla chips on there. You can use whatever tortilla chips float your boat, right? All right. So I put a few of those zesty ranch on there. Let's put a few of our Kroger guacamole restaurant style tortilla chips on here. These have like a hint of guacamole already in them. That might be something to remember. And you can also leave these whole without breaking them up. If you're like a big dipping person, you just like to dig in there and dip your nacho, or if you want to call them nachos, tortilla chips into the other stuff, then you do you. Right? You don't have to do it exactly the way I do. Okay? Let's put over here. All right. Let's put a few more. This for good measure on there. Okay. I'm gonna wipe my hands off because they got tortilla dusting on them, right? Jay, you say, you know what kill fixing this in one of them edible bow deals? Oh, yeah, Jay. Nick agrees, says, oh, yes, sir, them corn tortilla bows. Blair says, you can do whatever you like. It's your world, Bob Ross. Jay, Steve says he's going to help me eat them. He's in bed right now because he tends to go to bed early on Sundays because he has work the next day. I do too, but I just can't go lay down that early. Um, and he's still feeling a little under the weather. Okay, so what are we going to do here? I think we will put a little of this old El Paso refried beans on here. I'm going to peel that part that was hanging off of the can. I'm going to kind of, mix it up in the can before I kind of mush it up a little bit. Okay. Kind of spread that out a little bit. At least I hope he helps me eat these because, you know, I don't really need to be eating all this. But this is also something that you could double or triple the recipe if you were having a party and having a bunch of friends over, a movie watching party. Y'all could all watch Evil Dead movies and eat these Evil Dead ultimate Deadite nachos. We're just going to go ahead and use the whole damn can of these refried beans here. Why not, right? All right. We got still more stuff to put on here. Um, let's go with our Southwest bean dip. This on the border Southwest bean dip. Let's put a little bit of that, shall we? These are going to be decadent, aren't they, folks? Are y'all salivating yet? All right. So we pretty much used that whole jar of bean dip there. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and add the Rotel to this. Some of the stuff you may want to make sure that all the juices don't come out. That'll make this stuff a lot less runny. I'm getting kind of messy here. Told you these are going to be everything but the kitchen sink nachos, isn't it? And they pretty much are. All right, so we'll put a little bit. I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons of on the border salsa. This is medium salsa. All right. And that's also Steve salsa, so I don't want to go overboard. All right. And we've also got some guacamole. It's our guacamole here. That's exactly right, Nick. Gonna need a bigger boat. I mean, plate. Yes. With these, yeah, that is definitely a possibility. Okay. So we're gonna slap some guacamole on here. Because, when those deadites, when they started cutting into them, total bodily dismemberment, everything came out of those jokers, didn't it? All right. Nose started itching all of a sudden. Oh, okay. So now we've got our shredded cheese of choice. Like I said, I've got Mexican style blend. Ooh, that guacamole. I did take a taste of that guacamole. Um, it is spicy. We're going to sprinkle as much of that shredded cheese on there as you guys want. I may put more or less than you guys would, right? You can always put some more of it on later when you start eating down this mound of nachos, all right? We got a little cheese on there. I'm going to put that back in the refrigerator. All right. So we're down to the final ingredients here, gang. So I'm going to be shaking my sour cream. So hopefully it won't come out in a liquidy mess looking like milk. We want it to be a little bit thicker than this, or thicker than milk. There we go. Keep having to shake it down a little bit. There we go. And this is to designate that milky substance that comes out of the deadites, especially in the first one, first Evil Dead movie, right? And you can put as much or as little of this. No, I got enough sour cream in there, but it's just not wanting to be coming out there. There we go. I forgot to buy some more sour cream, so I was completely hoping that there would be enough in here to do. All right, so now comes the fun part of kind of decorating these nachos with our own Necronomicon Book of the Dead face. So what I'm going to do is try to make a crudely, you know, shaped, face here. Give it some, and this might not look exactly like it, but let's be creative here. And then that's with our olives. We're going to try to make a little mouth here, kind of like the one on the book in the movie, right? Oops, want one of my jalapenos here. There we go. So it was crudely created on the movie, so you can kind of be creative there, right? So there you have it, guys and gals. There are our Evil Dead Ultimate Deadite Nachos. Um, and just have fun with it, you know. Just have fun with it. I'm going to exit the solo layout. I'll bring me back here. There we go. So let's see what y'all were saying while I was away, while I was just talking and building these nachos. Um, Blair, we are planning on going to Horror Hound Weekend. Steve and I are. Yes, we are. Uh, you say your cooking is replacing my Kindle. Jay, you say I'd melt the cheese on it first, then put the guacamole. I like to have it a little chill. There you go, Jay. See, that's what I like. I want people to, you don't have to do this the same way I did it. You put your own touches on it. That's what's so great about something like this. People can make it any way they want. I give you the basics. You take it and run with it. You say same with the sour cream. Thank you, Blair. Blair says looks amazing. Jay, you say looks delicious. I'd want to melt the cheese though. But by golly, Jay, if you want to do this recipe and you want to melt your cheese, melt your cheese. Well, melt your cheese. I say go with it. Just run with it. It doesn't offend me at all if that's how somebody wants to do their nachos. Blair, you say you're going as well. Hopefully, I run into you guys. I can't wait to meet Kate Siegel. Yeah, I hope to see you there too, Blair. I know sometimes it's kind of hit or miss at those things, whether you will see somebody or not. Um, but hopefully, we will get to see you. So, guys and gals, I guess that is all from me today. I'm going to put myself back in solo layout for a second. And so I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Movie Munchies. And thankfully, we didn't have any technical, or I didn't have any technical difficulties this time. So yay me. Um, I did want to do one of these where I did not have a some kind of technical snafu. So this was probably the first one where I didn't actually have a technical snafu. So I'm happy. Um, but Jay, if you're still in here, I was not able to find where I want to hold your hand is streaming. So I was thinking you may not be able to join me. I mean, you're welcome to, but I'm sure that you want to have the movie to watch. Um, Thank you, Jay. Jay says killed it, Dana. Um, but I hope to be back with another movie munchies next Sunday. I don't have any idea what I'm going to do it on. I'm trying to come up with more of my own ideas as opposed to what somebody else has already put out there because I mean they're all fun, but these ones where I actually make it my own and encourage you to make it your own are more fun for me. So I'll hopefully be back next Sunday with another movie munchies. I want to thank all you guys and gals that joined me today live. Um, I did notice Blissful here, but I do know that Blissful is learning to play guitar. So maybe she's learning something. Maybe once she learns, I can get her on the stream and she can play guitar for all of us. But I'm gonna skedaddle on out of here for the afternoon, kind of rest up, watch a little TV, I think I'm getting a touch of what Steve already is dealing with. So hopefully, get a little rest. I'll be as good as new. And go watch a little TV, like I said. Excuse me. And that's what I get for taking little bites of that stuff as I was making it. It's coming back to haunt me. But uh, hopefully, I will be all rested up and ready to do the watch along tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for I Want to Hold Your Hand. And thank you guys again for being in here with me. I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for now. And I'll see everybody next time. Take care, everybody.